going on, you guys? My name is Jack, and this is the Panther SS YouTube channel. I want to start off the video talking to you guys about my new Camaro. I actually got a 2016 Camaro SS. I did trade in my 5th gen Camaro. I had that car for about a year and a half, and I loved every moment of it. It came to a period in time that I wanted something different, something better, realistically. This is a manual transmission instead of it being an auto transmission. That was my biggest concern with getting a new car, is I wanted a manual transmission over an auto transmission. I don't regret that at all. This car is really fun to drive, and I'm excited for where it takes me. So in this video, I want to go over the car and just show you what's new and different, and show you what I personally like about it, and show you what I want to do to it. And that's going to be pretty much this video. Another thing you guys might notice is I actually changed my Instagram and YouTube name from Project Panther SS to Fallen SS. Now there are a bunch of reasons for that. Personally, I like the name a lot better. It kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit better. It's easier to pronounce, it's easier to remember, and it fits the car. The car's color actually reflected why I chose the name. The color on the car is Nightfall Gray Metallic. Now I thought that was pretty cool, and I was already trying to look up Instagram names and different names I can use for the channel, because I really wasn't liking Project Panther SS, even though the story behind it and the reason I chose it was really cool. Just a lot of people didn't really resonate with it, so that's fine. So right now I'm going to one of the locations I like to shoot at. It's a location in Schaumburg. For those of you who don't know, I live in the suburbs of Chicago, so there's only a few locations you can kind of go that look cool, in my opinion. And I live in Arlington Heights, so there's specific locations you can go to take good pictures and stuff like that. Schaumburg happens to have more locations to take pictures than Arlington Heights, in my opinion. So while we're driving here, I can go over what is already done to the car. So what's already done to the car, it's pretty much stock, other than the full ZL1 catback exhaust from Borla. It's Borla attack system, so it's extremely loud, just how I like it. So I checked how much the system was brand new, and it turns out the whole system is $2,600 for an entire catback system, and I just can't get over the fact that I bought a car with that expensive exhaust on it, and I'm really happy with it. There's no drone. It sounds amazing. It's 3-inch diameter piping, so in the near future, if I decide to go down the boost route, it would be really efficient for the car because there's not a lot of restrictions. So I'm keeping that in mind. Hopefully I can save a lot of money and do that. That would be fantastic. So I already started doing a lot of visual modifications to the car. When I got the car, it really just didn't look like I would drive it. If you were to think about my 5th gen Camaro, I designed it a certain way, whereas like it didn't have any emblems, it didn't have I didn't like anything gaudy. I didn't like emblems, I didn't like anything that was chrome. So I got rid of all that, and it sat really nice. It had lowering springs, but I must be honest, but I gotta be honest, the ride was not anywhere near as nice as the 6th gen Camaro. This one specifically has magnetic ride suspension, so it handles like an absolute dream. And I've heard when you put lowering springs on these cars, they're actually not bad. They don't really change the ride quality, apparently. So I'm going to be looking forward to installing those. I'm either leaning towards BMR, which I've gone to before, or I'm going to go with iBox springs, which lower the car a little bit more. Alright, so before we get to the location, I'll give you guys a little bit of a pull So initially comparing the driving characteristics of my 5th gen Camaro versus the 6th gen Camaro that I have now, it's night and day, honestly, and that's just me being completely honest. This drives so much better than the 5th gen in literally every way. It handles better, it's a lot quicker. My car had some modifications to it. It had an intake and long tube headers, and this car is faster than it, 100% all day long. I used to race my friend down in Mexico. I used to race my friend Colin in my old car, and he had a 6th gen at the time, and he still does. I used to race him, and he would beat me every single time. He would always be pulling away from me, and I never understood why until I started doing some research. The car is 200 pounds lighter than the 5th gen. It also makes way more power to the wheel. Another thing that's different about the 5th gen Camaro versus the 6th gen Camaro is that it's direct injection instead of port injection, which makes a really big difference, especially on a stock car. The torque on these things are it's absolutely insane. It's ridiculous. Like, probably one of the fastest stock cars I've ever driven in. Another reason why I absolutely love this car is it's really easy to drive. This happens to be my first manual car I've ever owned, and it's been a dream to drive, honestly. It's been very forgiving for the most part. It's a big V8 rear-wheel drive manual transmission, and it's actually very tame for what it is, and I enjoy that just because I get to learn more and more every day just by driving it. The car is rev match, which is basically whenever you put the clutch in and you actually put it in gear, it'll match the revs to whatever speed. So it'll match the engine speed to the transmission speed, and it's perfect every single time. And I'm sure anybody who has a manual Camaro with rev match can vouch for me, because it's such a great system. So consistent. Okay, so I'm pulling up to the location now. I'm gonna hop out of the car in just a moment, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. One thing I want to mention is I recorded this video, or I tried to record this video yesterday. It was pretty gloomy out, which was fine, but the car was extremely dirty. So yesterday I went and I completely detailed the car. So I want you guys to really see this car and how it pops in the sun. Really see the car for what it is. It's honestly beautiful. All right, guys. So I'm at the location where I typically shoot. Here's the car. So going over the car, it is a 2016 Chevrolet Camaro SS. It's a 2SS, so it comes with pretty much everything you can ask for. It doesn't come with a sunroof, so it is a pure coupe. It has the double bubble type style roof, which I really like. It's got stock 20-inch factory black wheels. It has these ugly center caps that I'm going to be painting very soon. It's got Brembos, not the 6-pin, not the 6-piston, only the 4-piston. It's got the stock SS spoiler, the black Chevy emblems. You can see right there, it's got the Burla ZL1 catback. It's got red inserts. Looks really, really nice. The transmission, it's a Tremec TR6060. Really nice transmission. Love the way it shifts. And it can hold a lot of power as far as I'm concerned. Now, a couple of the upgrades that I've done, I'm going to flip on the running lights right now. I'm going to show you what I installed. So you can see those lights right there. I also installed Diode Dynamics LED side marker kit for the front and the rear. I definitely recommend them. They look amazing. Another thing that I've done is I've tinted the, of course there's water, I tinted the white part of the taillights right there. It's subtle. It looks like it came from factory in my opinion. Looks really nice. I also tinted the reflectors just above the tailpipes, just above the exhaust tips. Yeah, and the sun's out, so you can definitely see the sparkle in the paint. It's gorgeous, to say the least. Now, I will be paint correcting and ceramic coating this car very soon. I'll show you guys the finished product. Let me know if you guys want to see any detailing videos, because I am a automotive detailer. I detail plenty of cars on the side. It's kind of my side gig. It's a passion of mine, so I don't mind adding it to my workload. You can see right here I got the Instagram handle right there. It's pretty subtle. Okay guys, so we're back inside the car. I want to go over some of the things that I want to do to this car. But right now I actually have to drive to the gas station because I am low on gas. So I'll take you guys with me, and then we will talk about the modifications I plan on doing to my car. No swirls today. No thank you. Alright guys, so while we're sitting here, I'm filling up right now. I want to go over some of the modifications I want to do to the car. So first off, I want to do a cold air intake. I want to do a atomic MSD intake manifold, Nick Williams 103 throttle body. I want to do 85, and eventually I want to do boost. And considering boost, I would probably keep everything is stock for as long as I want, really. But if I wanted to turn up the boost, I would need to do drop-in pistons and rods. I would do a camshaft after that, obviously. But that's a lot of money, and it's down the road, that's for sure. So I plan on just doing the bolt-ons, the intake, the throttle body, intake manifold, headers, and 85. And I pretty much will keep it there for a long time. I honestly think I'll be at right around the 500 wheel horsepower range, and that'll pretty much satisfy all of my needs for a long time. I only do roll racing. When I do race the car otherwise, I might go to the drag strip literally once or twice a year. This year I'll probably go a lot more because I actually have friends to go with. So that's really cool. I'm gonna go with them. If you guys want to check out my friend Jeff's channel, you guys probably know him. He is under JRO Cars, so he has a lot more. Obviously, he's been a YouTuber for a lot longer than I have, and he's been a lot more consistent than I have. He's gonna start making YouTube videos again, so I highly suggest you guys check him out. He has tons of different reviews, and he's a really cool dude in general. He's a really good guy in general. So if you guys want to check him out, do so. My one friend Colin that I'm with, he should be starting a YouTube channel. If he doesn't, I'm gonna get mad at him. I definitely think he should, but I'm gonna post some pictures right now of him and his car. It is basically one of the bigger inspirations for getting a 6th gen Camaro. He let me drive his car, so that takes a lot of trust, first of all. So big shout out to him for getting me into 6th gen Camaros, and yeah, that's just what I want to mention. So if you guys like this video, please let me know in the comments. Make sure to like the video if you like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to see more videos, hopefully I can be more consistent. I'll have a more consistent schedule very soon, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.